Oh, I clicked record, then I yawned. Oh, I'm an idiot. Okay.
Terribly unprofessional.
Yeah. Well, if I make money out of this, Liam, I'll put some effort in. How about that?
Valid. That's fair enough.
So you've all been having a lot of strange dreams lately in your various corners of the world that you hail from. You've seen decaying, broken cities, deep, dense jungles, smoking, steaming volcanoes, and at the center of all of this, you've seen one figure. Something like a man, but taller and bigger. He has red skin and black hair, and the only word that really could ever describe him truly would be decadent. He's covered in golden jewelry. He has these two kind of golden canine fangs that he's had put in. He's got this very well muscled torso that you can tell is entirely to make himself pleasing to the eye than any true hardship. And he is, above all things, a beautiful creature to behold, though he has these kind of pitiless black eyes that are a little more sinister than maybe the rest of his visage implies. And you've seen him at the center of all your dreams, smiling and laughing, beckoning you closer. And, well, you began to see him again, chuckling and whispering to you, "Come here. Come. It'll be fun." And then, finally, as though you're falling in a dream and you nearly manage to hit the ground, this sense of anticipation with the growing intensity and fervor of these dreams finally comes to fruition. And each of you is engulfed in flame. Where you were, you don't remember, but you didn't feel any pain. And the lights and visuals that you saw for the moment were strange and unearthly. And then suddenly you're falling, and you open your eyes and there's blackness, and then you blink a few times and you see sky, and then trees, but trees from below. You're falling backwards into a forest. I need each of you to roll me a d4, please.
Can I cast levitate on myself? No, I'm kidding.
One.
2.
Oh boy. Okay. The ones, you take 13 bludgeoning damage.
Oof.
C, you take 7. Awesome. You fall, breaking through the trees, and you crash into the shoulder of some gigantic stone statue. Kind of land heavily on your front. You feel your ribs kind of crack or groan in pain, and you sort of roll down, slipping between the rather indecently proportioned breasts of this statue, and fall onto your back in this like very kind of thick grass. Naya, you land on the other side of the statue, kind of crashing into the upturned palm of the one hand that it has remaining. Um, Orson, I said Orson, Amethyst even, sorry. You fall and actually hit the head of this statue, tumbling and smacking your head off one of the ears before landing on the shoulder. And Anila, you fall kind of on the other side, missing most of the stone. Your fall broken by several branches of the trees. Each of you is smouldering and kind of smell like faintly of sulfur. Around you, like once the whooshing has stopped and the pain has kind of subsided, you are kind of greeted by this cacophony of sounds, this living jungle around you, birds screeching, animals all around, the slightly distant crashing of waves, and the smell of kind of sea air, like not too far away from you. A second ago, you were somewhere else, doing something else, and suddenly all of that is gone. So, please describe. We'll start with C. How Anila looks and how she reacts.
Ow, 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 ow. Okay, that hurt a lot. And she like pushes herself to her feet, and you see a thin and pale Genasi, as in art, white hair, kind of listlessly blowing in the breeze as though held but against the wind. So just it moves on its own. Glowing tattoos that across like her features, very like petite and small, but dressed in blue and gold robes. Hands gloved and wearing rings, but and the hoop earrings from the two hoop earrings with like the gold feather hanging from her ears.
I know.
She kind of like looks at you all like, in confusion
Yeah.
and
Yeah, so just to describe it a little better, because particularly you would have the best view of this being the only one who didn't land on it. You're currently standing at the foot of a 50-foot tall statue surrounded by these like very intense purple bushes. And the statue is of a extremely beautiful woman. You see like long pointed ears poking out of this sort of dark hair, though you see like one side of her face is cracked and fallen away. She is naked to the waist down, though she does have a sash like covering sort of one shoulder and the opposite breast, and she has only one arm, the other one broken off, that as I described is reaching out with a hand in the ground, palm upwards, as though helping out a fallen person to rise. The lower half of her body is entirely buried underground from what you can see, and so probably about 45 to 40 feet up, you see Amethyst like lying on the shoulder of this statue. So Amethyst, why don't you give us a description?
Again, sort of similar to the art, she has clothes. She's got like a long tailcoat, a long deep purple tailcoat with matching deep purple trousers, but she's not wearing any shoes, so her feet are completely bare. The white shirt is open topped, just the top button's undone, and the long flowing blue hair around a very light sort of lilac coloured skin, sort of. There's hat in the art, but I think the hat would have probably fallen off and would be on the floor by about now. She sort of clicks her back, a bit of a stretch, grabs onto whatever sort of, I don't know if it would be the hair or the ear that she's right next to, and sort of pulls herself up into a sitting position. Shakes her head, sort of recenter herself, and she opens her eyes, and it's sort of a deep but light blue, if that makes any sense. like the color is light blue, but it seems very deep. Like there's a lot going on behind the eyes. And as she sort of recomposes herself, she then seems to begin to panic a little, and she's like, "Where's my ship? What's going on?"
So before the reaction to that, then, Naya, why don't you describe yourself?
So Naya, I imagine the smoldering and the smell of sulfur is probably something new to her. She's looks pretty much like the picture. She's kind of got like a crooked grin on her face as she kind of stands up, and she's got a great axe kind of slung across her back. She's got kind of a cloak that's kind of settling around her shoulders, and is dressed simply, almost in like a simple commoner's garb almost. And she kind of just grins at everyone within her line of sight and says, "Well, that was fucking fun. Can we do it again?"
And awesome.
So you see movement in the small, well, big man-shaped crater that probably is into the soft earth, and what looks like living stone moves before you.
Oh, you should have called him Livingston. Sorry, Karen.
Dark clothes with bright highlights that these sort of golden bronze that match his eyes, and he, in addition to that picture, basically has like a cloak of like obsidian that seems to flow like it was silk, and he pulls himself up, and his like face is craggy, rock textured, and what the fuck? As like his hand like presses back into the earth as he's trying to push up like, his considerable weight out of the earth, and he like gets to his knees, and you can see him sort of slowly sinking as he does, like looking up at the giant woman and all of these strangers.
And then Neela will come over and try to give you a hand up.
I imagine both of your hands like would fit in one of his, maybe, and he weighs hundreds of pounds.
And she's got a 7 strength, so it's more she's got a hand out for you, and that's about it.
You see him kind of like suspicious of the random people and the random location he's in, and then he'll stand as you just sort of clasp on, I guess.
Are you all right?
He kind of like looks down, and there's maybe like some gashes, and perhaps like parts of him have like ground off, like where he impacted. And he kind of like looks around, and he's still, I don't know, a bit dazed, confused. Don't know if I would call this all right. What'd you do to get us here?
I didn't do anything.
And those two? You got anything to say for yourself? He like shouts up.
I'm sorry. What?
Any idea what this is?
This is a statue.
Yeah, what the
That-
fuck we doing here?
Your guess is as good as mine?
What seems to be the best way down from this shoulder?
The arm.
Climbing down the back or climbing down the front?
Well, the shoulder
arm.
bone's connected to the
Arm
rib
bone.
Statues don't have bones.
No, the arm is kind of a ramp down. You can get down there without any rolls.
Okay, cool. Slide down like a cool, like Tarzan.
Don't don't usually make it my business to fall out the sky on random statues.
I don't imagine many people do. That
It
fucking hurt.
It wouldn't be a very good hobby to have, I don't think. At least not one that you would have for long.
Amethyst starts hobbling over as she's heavily injured her leg.
Is it bad? Like what? What's your health? Oh,
I have
like
10 hit
half.
points. I have
Okay.
10 hit points left.
Well, I'm only down like by a third, so
He'll in a
he'll
pretty bad way.
yeah. He looks around to the cacophony of sounds in this jungle. I reckon we're gonna need somewhere. You don't look in a good way.
You look so good yourself.
I'll live.
I thankfully landed over there. The bushes seem to be much softer than the statue.
I'll keep that in mind next time I'm falling out of the sky.
Yeah, just aim for the bushes.
If I
Anyone
had
know who
known-
this is? Sorry.
I was going to say, if I had known I was going to be falling out of the sky, I would have been better prepared. Oh, wait, I don't have Featherfall. No, wait, I do have Featherfall, but I didn't have it prepped.
Anyone know who this is? I'm gonna look
Uh,
up and can I make a history or a religion or anything?
Same.
You can try. You'll both have
History?
disadvantage, yeah.
Advantage?
Dis.
That would be a 1 then. Plus
9.
That's
3.
both exceptionally well.
That is an elf.
It looks like an elf.
Yeah.
I ain't spent a lot of time in Elflands. Long way from home.
And I think if there is a placard, it's probably like, and she like points to the ground where it's the rest of the statue's been buried. Does it look like the ground has like sunk around it, or
Give me a nature check.
nature? Ooh, am I proficient in that? I'm proficient in it, but I got a 1.
Oh,
I managed an 8.
That's a 6.
yeah, I rolled well at 7.
You know, we could just make our own.
Naya can roll with advantage.
Ooh.
I'm the
Why?
Earth Genasi. Apparently I don't get advantage.
No, you don't.
Hmm.
I thought that's what they were.
Well, okay, yeah, you could probably have advantage too.
It doesn't matter.
No, you
It's
could
fine.
have advantage.
I'm gonna go with my original answer of making my own. It's I rolled a 3 and a 2 for my advantage.
Christ, you guys are
I
gonna
got
die.
I got 15 on advantage.
Okay, so you think you're not sure how this statue got here, but you're pretty sure this is a volcanic island, and the kind of area around this looks like maybe the statue was swallowed up by lava flow that's then solidified, and then, as part of the sort of ongoing evolution of this island.
So it's like volcanic ground, not like, so it's like rock, not dirt.
No, it's dirt and stuff, but so this volcanic flow happened a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
And the jungle was settled on top of it.
Yeah.
I see.
So are we making our own plaque?
I
Here's
heard-
where Niall landed. You're fucking welcome.
Naya's Landing.
Yeah.
It'll be a town someday.
Alright. Yeah. That works.
Big plans.
I mean, I was lost, but now I live here, so we're good.
Not got much to go back to then?
I mean, yeah, but do you know where we are?
I mean, I was wondering if You saw anything while you were up there? I didn't have the
No.
luxury of the high ground.
Did I see anything whilst I was up on
I
the
could-
shoulder?
Boost you up there.
It's pretty easy to get to the shoulder because the arm.
Oh yeah.
Is it
The
above like tree line for us to?
No, it's not quite above the tree line. The trees here are humongous.
Right,
So
so-
even climbing onto the head wouldn't give it much of a better vantage point.
The head would put you kind of in line with the trees, but it's difficult to see out beyond it. There's also like sort of the starts of like some mountains and hills kind of straight to your north, though you do catch glimpses of the ocean while you're up there, off to your west. Or east even, sorry.
And we can smell it, right? So we know
Yeah.
it's there.
You know you're within a couple of miles of the ocean for sure.
If there's gonna be a town or any kind of structure, civilization, someone would be near the coast, I would think.
Yeah, that makes sense. Also, probably don't want to be in the jungle when night falls.
What's the time like?
That's a good question. It's afternoon.
Okay. So to the coast then.
That's where I'd rather be.
So,
I'm going to cast mage armor on myself.
okay, as you do, your mage armor, while nothing is exactly different about it, definitely feels really weird.
Oh, that, like, she's, like, you see her casting the spell and then, like, looking down at her, arms with, like, concern.
Yeah, it's like you just cast something much more powerful than a mage armor.
That, feels weird.
Weird
Weird
how.
how.
Same brain.
Not like how it usually does.
I'm going to follow her lead and cast mage armor.
Mm.
As I sort of swirl my hand around, water seems to just like come from the air and like coalesce on my body before hardening into armor.
Yeah, well,
Armor? It's leather armor. It's not like
well,
plate.
while normally it's like sort of rain when that happens, this is like a torrent in comparison, and it's just far more intense than you'd imagine.
Okay, yeah, something's not right.
It doesn't feel bad per se, but it bit intense.
Tense is a good way to describe it.
Is it any stronger than it usually is?
I don't believe I would like to do what would be necessary to test that theory. No offense, you look really strong.
Right, well, I didn't want to go ahead and waste some of my gifts. Let's,
It's definitely
So-
worked, but I don't know if it's any stronger. It feels stronger. Like
That's
normally I
fine.
cast this and I can ignore it, but it's very much there right now.
And that's a lot more water than I'm used to.
As you're all kind of getting your bearings, there's this like flash of fire sort of near the head of the statue, but a little ways in front. And you see the head of this handsome, decadent, horned individual. And he kind of smiles down at you all. You can tell it's like very much an illusion, you know. And his head is far larger, though sort of comically from where you're all standing, the head is relatively close to being where the elven woman's head is, so he looks like he's sort of got the body of this elven woman. And he says, "Oh, shit. Well, close enough, I suppose. Just, well, be careful. And he kind of surveys you all. Yep, looks like you made it all in one piece, though.
You're real?
He kind of like looks at you for a second, sort of. Real is a relative term, but yeah, sure, I'm real.
And where is here?
He kind of you see his eyes flick to you, and he kind of like see his eyebrows raise a little, and the head kind of like leans down as they're trying to get a closer look at you, and he says, "Well, hey baby, you weren't who I was expecting. Not that I'm
You were barking up
disappointed."
the wrong tree.
And you see him kind of frown, like he's very much not used to that. Just,
Oh fuck, he's an
we'll
incel.
see. But if
Or
you
he
want to come
hasn't met a
find her,
lesbian before.
he says, well, if you want to come find out what all this is about, and maybe make yourself some sweet cash, just head west, come find me. I'm in the big sexy volcano.
Oh.
That was to the sea, right?
No, east is to the sea. He's telling you to come towards
East,
the center of
okay.
the island.
Why exactly should you go?
Where else are you gonna go? He kind of chuckles. But, well, I'll catch you later. And if not, my private army will find you. And you see him, like, you can't see his arms or anything, but you can tell he's kind of doing, like, that douchebag stretch. And he's like,
Nope. Wait.
yeah, they'll come get you. So, hang tight if you're not comfortable with traveling through the forest. We'll come pick you up. Don't worry about it. I got you. Gives
So you
Naya
got
a
no
wink.
answers for us, but you got men for us.
Just one man. Me. Though I'm just...
You're your private army?
No, I have... There's an army. They're mine. Private army. Come west.
Right.
I'll give
So
you
you
answers
don't have
there.
answers for us. You got a private army for
Well,
us.
hell no, I don't have answers for you right now. But
How did you
swing
bring
by
us
my
here?
pad. Oh, well... I'm pretty powerful.
You're bluffing.
Sure. Sure. I'm not trying to threaten you. I'm just trying to start a sort of friendship with benefits. Monetary and otherwise. He's kind of getting the wrong vibe off Naya, so he kind of glances over at Anila instead.
She blushes purple.
You can see he kind of like grins and leans at it, like the head sort of inclines more towards you. He says, well,
Oh, for fuck's sake.
you'll find yourself plenty of answers, and well, I've got a pretty sweet pad up here, so come see what it's all about.
Yeah.
We'll have a party.
West, you said?
That's right, baby.
Yeah. Ugh.
When you're fucking done, people usually commission me, not throw me at a giant statue.
Well, I meant to throw you into the volcano. My aim's a little off, but hell, I'm sure you'll get to see our lovely home a little bit. It'll be worth it. Just, be careful.
Into the volcano?
That's where I live.
Oh, okay. That sounded like you were trying to kill us.
Nah.
Yeah, real fucking welcoming.
Some of you.
Can I insight check that? Nah.
Sure.
Giving myself disadvantage because Anila assumes good intent. Natural one. Natural one.
Yeah, he wasn't trying to kill you. He's a lover, not a fighter, baby.
Oh, mate.
The other
He's-
dice wasn't much better either.
And he says, hey, look, my private army, they're not going to hurt you. They just want to bring you in and let me take care of you. And I guarantee I'll make you rich. And we'll all have a good old sexy time together. It'll be great. Oh, one more thing. Don't try the bushes. Just keep your hands to yourself. We'll have a better time when we're closer. And he looks back at anyway.
I've seen drunken sailors with more tact than you. I've
Yeah,
also seen drunken sailors that are luckier than you.
but you ain't never seen a drunken sailor as goddamn handsome as me. And with that, the head disappears.
Can you believe this bullshit?
He's
Yeah,
assuming
we're
a lot
going to the
about
coast.
He's assuming a lot about the drunken sailors I've seen.
Very true. So to the coast?
Yeah. I ain't
Where?
going that way.
We're not?
Or not what?
I don't trust him as far as I can throw him, and given that he's illusion, I couldn't throw him very far.
I mean,
Yeah, we're not heading to the guy who wants to throw us in a volcano and has a private army. Likes to brag about it.
Not threatening us. Whatever.
I mean, he seemed nice.
He was sleazier than a greasy eel.
I mean, maybe a little.
No,
mean-
a lot.
He took us all from our homes and threw us here. Didn't tell us where here is.
I mean, you're not at all curious on how, like. I mean, I'm assuming you all have been dreaming about him.
You see, like, hackles raise a little bit.
Haven't you?
You all have. Just
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I
I was
just
disgust. He didn't like
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
just making sure. Because it'd be very different if it was just.
Yeah.
Kind of wish.
What are you talking about?
Kind of wish I'd
Different
done
kind of
that.
dreams.
Yeah, maybe on our own terms.
I mean, what the hell did he mean by I wasn't what he was expecting? What does that even mean?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I would have thought if he would have done what he did to us, you would have been careful about it.
Right?
Chose who you wanted.
Exactly.
You weren't like near anyone important that you could have wanted instead.
I mean, the details are a little fuzzy. Probably not.
Probably
And you're
not.
assuming that the rest of it are important.
I mean, if you were dreaming about him, then that would kind of indicate that you were who he was meaning to bring. Just maybe we could see him, but he couldn't see us.
And there you go with your logic.
I mean, be one thing if you hadn't had the dreams, but I could tell by your reaction that maybe you did.
I mean, yeah. I thought it was just, one of those things.
You just randomly dream about men.
No.
Men, yeah. I was gonna try to be more specific, but I guess I didn't.
Oh, Liam.
Nala looks away.
Oh boy.
We all grew up, sweetheart.
So to the coast?
I think I
Hello,
would
Coast.
prefer that. I mean, this one doesn't look too good. I'm a little cautious to use anything I got on her, considering that whatever happened to their magic, someone might mess with mine.
Are you referring to Amethyst or?
Yeah, my friend, because you look bad and you said your leg was hurt, and
Yeah.
his intention was to heal you, but you both cast mage armor
Yeah.
and then like were super scared of it and then wouldn't let him test it out. So he doesn't want to do cure wounds to you in case he
Yeah.
starts messing with life force or in
It
some
was,
way.
it was more when you refer to Amethyst as a her. There's like a very sly smile on her face.
Okay. I mean, he doesn't. He's met you for 30 seconds, so he doesn't know any better, I guess. So maybe we rest, calm down,
Anala
and
would have let you test out the mage armor, but she is also lost a third of her health, so she's not keen to lose
Sure.
any more of it.
Yeah.
I mean that's fine. You didn't want to test like it was just. You couldn't feel how you said it was different, but you couldn't feel how. So like he was willing to test it out to see the limits of whatever's screwing with the magic, but he isn't going to start messing with life force right this moment.
Makes sense.
So, and I don't really have anything else apart from maybe detect magic, and I don't want his head to explode or something. So
I was gonna offer to levitate Amethyst before. Oh, by the way, my name's Anala. Or Anila. That's how you actually say that, Anila. I'm Anila.
you
Oh, wait.
sure?
Yes.
What introduction now? Amethyst Storm's daughter.
Oh, that's a pretty name.
Captain Amethyst Storm's daughter. I need to get used to that.
Is it a new promotion?
It's a new name.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, now I'm curious.
Yeah.
You're
My
gonna stay
eyebrows
curious.
touched elbow.
Well, I know you a bit better.
Okay.
You haven't unlocked my tragic backstory yet.
Would you like this gift? It's
I
a stuffed
found
nug.
I mean, I've heard world magic can do some weird things. Sorry. If this wasn't who you were before.
I'm coming into my own.
Right. Should we walk and talk?
Can I have your name?
Name's Orson. And he's going to say that while, like, turning into the woods.
It's a pretty
Like,
name too. And then she
shrugging
looks
shoulders.
to Naya expectantly.
I mean, I kind of told you. I kind of told you when I was gonna like carve it into the statue.
Oh, that's right. Naya's Landing.
Naya. Yeah.
Naya's Landing. Sorry, I already knew it.
Yeah,
so-
that's my name. Naya's Landing.
That's a silly name, but I like it. And she'll like walk off after Orson.
Once everybody turns and walks away, Naya's gonna produce a little flame in the palm of her hand and sees what happens. And see what happens, if it affects her magic at all.
Yeah, the flame's about twice as big as you'd expect.
Well, shit. And she'll snuff it out and follow him.
Okay. So, you guys travel for, like I said, like it takes a couple hours to travel through the.
There is a little bit of like hesitation and reservation from Anila, only because she doesn't want to be by herself or like argue with the group. So, because everyone else but her wanted to go west, she's going west.
Yeah. So you're traveling for like 2 hours, and you eventually arrive at a beach. You can see kind of out a long
But
way.
we didn't head towards the coast.
You did.
Yeah, we are.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. I'm an idiot. Sorry. I was just stop interrupting you, Rodom. I apologize.
It's all good. Yeah. You see like the sort of turquoise blue of the ocean, and closer you see this expanse of black sand forming the beach. These large rocks as well, like smoothed by the tide, like kind of sitting closer to you, making it sort of more pebbly the closer to the water you get. And every time you see like a wave crash against the shoreline, you see just this huge like plume of steam just explode from the stones.
Do the stones seem like they're... Well, obviously they're steaming, so can we feel heat coming off of them?
As you get closer and closer to the stones, like you'd have to walk across the sand, and as you begin to get closer, yeah, you feel like an intense heat coming off them.
Oh. I don't think we should walk on the rocks.
But the sand's okay.
The sand is
Oh, we're
very
standing on the sand right
the sand,
now, right?
yeah, the sand is very very warm, but is okay.
Like a nice, comfortable warm.
Little bit more than comfortable warm, but just it's bearable.
Amethyst digs her toes in anyway. There's nothing
Too
else
hot.
doing.
Toes are gone.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No!
You take a D4. No.
Toes gone. Yeah.
Go on,
D4 toes missing.
Oh, we can't see this new movie now.
I would like to look up and down in the opposite directions.
Give me a perception check.
Also, how close are we to the water from where we're standing?
Oh, I
About
need to...
40-50 feet.
These are
Oh.
supposed to be good dice for her, like brand new. 5. Rolled a 3.
You look north, and you see like a huge kind of basalt formation growing out of the sand, like a little ways up. You look south, and you just see more beach. Seems to go on for miles. Well, not miles, but a long way.
I don't see any villages or anything.
The seawater just looks like regular water, right?
As far as you
Very
can
pretty,
tell,
though.
Hard to tell.
as far as you can tell, but you are a little ways away.
I'm gonna start moving closer to the water. Because I'm gonna shape it out to me. Because I want
If you are doing that, you'd have to cross the stones.
Oh, I can see the steam in that coming out, so I can safely assume
Every
the stones will
every
spill.
time a wave hits, there is
It
like a
immediately steams
plume
out.
of
Okay,
steam.
yeah. Cool.
I mean, if you're desperate to get over there, I could levitate you over there.
No, I don't think there's much point.
I'm going to sit heavily, maybe just on something slightly harder than sand, perhaps. Like there's a boulder or something, but not at the water level, like at
Yeah,
jungle
there's a few
side.
basalt columns.
He's going to sit down heavily on one of those. Just a little distance from others, in case this goes entirely wrong. But he's going to lift a hand and use mold earth in the sand to try and make, like, basically just a replication of him. Just like, technically it's within a 5 foot square,
Yeah.
and he's over 6 foot. But
Not a problem. Yeah.
it's basically him, and he's going to see if it goes horribly wrong.
It goes exactly as you'd hope. No more weird or no less weird than you'd expect.
Seeing that, Amethyst's gonna do something similar. Because the water, you said the water was about 40 feet, right?
Yeah.
Ah, shit, never mind, I can't do it. I'm too far away. I was gonna shape water, but I can't. Farts.
You feel any like he's gonna like look up basically the version of himself that he's made out of sand that he's just kind of holding there. Feel any less weird now? To the two that cast the mage armor.
No.
So it's
It's
speaking.
the sand. Yeah. No, I'm kidding. It doesn't actually
Uh,
speak.
I've made life. Oh. Quickly like drops this.
Does it feel different still? I like to imagine like her mage armor is just kind of like a little bit of stronger wind buffeting around her. So,
Yeah.
so it's a
Uh,
bit
no,
whooshy.
feels pretty.
It
Feels normal.
feels normal now.
Yeah.
It feels normal now.
Huh.
Amethyst nods in agreement, assuming it also feels the same.
It does.
So was that just
I'll-
around the statue, or like, is it the jungle that's doing it?
Don't know. Anila's going to cast Mage Hand.
Okay.
Does it look different?
Nope.
Okay.
Entirely normal
Could
for
have
a
been
magic hand.
proximity to something further into the island.
Maybe.
Did we notice when the mage armor stopped being buzzy?
Give me a perception check retroactively.
Oh man. Can I not roll like shit this time? Let's see.
No, you must.
I got a 12.
It is slightly better, but it's still only a 9.
Stopped when you got a couple miles from the statue.
Okay. I'll say that to worsen.
Amethyst will nod in agreement with her statement.
Good to know, I guess.
Thinking that statue has something to do with it?
Might
Maybe.
do. Might be something else around here. Should we rest up? Maybe make a plan about going wherever.
Yeah, I don't see any kind of structures or anything. What should we do? Like follow the coast?
Maybe there's an area that's more sand than rock and closer to the water.
I mean, there's not really much we can do to the water, even if you can get to it. Is that a boat? I mean,
Good point.
so yeah. If you just want to get in the water, I can get you into the water. And Neela cast catapult. No, Sploosh.
Blasting up again.
I suppose I could only raise you up. Never mind. Unless you had like a rope and could drag, like, make an anchor, throw it into the water, and then drag yourself while you're levitating.
Did not come prepared for that eventuality, unfortunately.
Well,
So,
alright.
alright, I just
What do you reckon, Redhead? I think we go along the shore or something and try to take this guy by surprise, or head up into the hills or something.
I mean, we need to rest, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking we were planning while we were like short resting, kind of.
Alright.
Yeah, rest up and then.
Well, he told us exactly where he is. So maybe we do some scouting and see if there's any ways we can sneak into that place.
Yeah, about that. You probably, on the several hours walk through the jungle, realise that he is about the loudest motherfucker on the planet. Like, I have a -2 stealth at a disadvantage.
Oh boy.
He
Why, that
probably walked
sneak
through a
is
tree
weird,
or something
Brody.
on his way here. Like, there is
So-
some awful gravelly noises he makes, I guess, when he walks around or something.
So that's a no for sneaking.
You can.
He's all boom, 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 boom. But yeah, like are we short resting?
Yes.
Okay.
What's
while
my
we're-
intention? I'm not
Okay.
saying we're finishing it before Rob ambushes us, but
Anila is summons or conjures a small blue and gold like stool. It's like a little folding chair thing, and she like sits on it while we're resting.
It's the best chair you've ever. It's a normal. Your spells
Yeah.
seem normal.
It's a minor conjuration, so.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's a beanbag chair because she looks like a beanbag chair kind of girl.
Yeah, she does.
But it's like filled with air. Airbag chair.
Yeah,
It's a whoopee
it's
cushion.
just like, yeah.
Oh, water rather. Waterbed.
No. I'm air.
You are air.
You're
Okay,
bad.
cool.
Yeah. But yeah, it is clearly a magical conjuration. Glows a little bit as she sits down. But yeah. So that she doesn't have to sit on the warm sand.
Amethyst just sits in the sand. Pulls a chew bigger out of nowhere and puts it over Hankel.
Does it look like there's any like wildlife in the water at all or anything like that?
Hard to see from here, because you're about 40-50 feet from the water. But you can see like lots of plants and stuff climbing the basalt formations to the north.
Yeah. So I think it'd be good to get a look at this place. See how much
What is-
this private army's up to.
It's probably like one guy. Maybe two.
I mean, I'm hoping it's not too many. If he has got quite a few, then there should be like a port, city,
Right?
town, some sort.
Well, if he's able
Unless
to
he brought them all here the way he brought us here.
Amethyst
There you go
points
with
at
that
like
logic
that's what I
again.
was gonna say.
Well, they gotta live somewhere. And it's gonna be awful lonely on an island altogether if
They probably all just live in his bachelor pad. She says with air quotes.
no families. Seems kind of lonely.
So why do you suppose he brought us here?
Beyond throwing us into a volcano.
Beyond trying to get in two of your pants.
I think it was more, that's where he lives. I don't think he was trying to, like, I mean, maybe he was trying to sacrifice us, but I don't think that's what he was doing.
I mean, when
Maybe
a
he
person
just
takes
wanted-
you. Sorry, you go.
No, it's maybe he just was lonely.
He has a private army. Why is he lonely?
I mean, there's a difference between servants and friends.
If I want to make friends, I generally don't come to them in their dreams and then bring them here without their consent.
Yeah, I was gonna say, consent's usually pretty important in a relationship.
That's true.
And I mean, looking at you three, I might not be his type.
Yeah. And we all are genasi of some sort, so
I thought that was interesting too.
Yeah.
Like he might be trying to collect the whole set.
I'm sure it's not as sinister as you're making it sound.
Did you see the way he was looking at us?
Also, you know, pulling us out of the middle of nowhere and dropping us in the middle of an island.
Aiming
mean,
for a
yeah.
volcano.
Like I think that's just where he lives, you guys. I don't think he was like trying to like throw us into the magma to die.
What exactly do you think's gonna happen if he throws us into a volcano?
I'm sure he was gonna catch
Do you know
us.
many people that live in a volcano?
None.
I mean,
Well, no, that's not true. I know one person who lives in a volcano, and it's that guy.
I wish you would have applied a little more logic to that statement.
I mean, that's where he said he lived. I don't think he was lying.
Generally,
No,
I
you're right. I'm not really sure I want to negotiate with a kidnapper.
Yeah, I don't think anyone who spends their life living in a volcano is probably a good sort of person.
I mean, there had to have been a reason why we were having the same dreams. I mean, maybe I might be assuming that they were the same. And Anila will describe her dreams, and it's going to be exactly the way that Rob said it, because Rob was very skewed towards this physical attractiveness. So that's how Anila describes it to everybody else.
I think I should tell you about describing his NPCs.
Yeah. But it was very like his appearance focused, so
Look,
and not so much anything on what he was doing.
his whole thing is that he's sexy. And you
That
know
is
the
how
whole
Anila describes him.
kidnap thing.
Naya's just here for the party.
So's he, baby. Come on.
Oh God.
Oh no, he's back again.
You know what the plan is? Kill him! Kill him with fire! Oh, wait, I can actually say that.
Amazing.
Yep. Kill the Ifrit with fire.
Spoilers.
Oh wait, I
I
did
on my
this.
axe.
There's the picture I was looking for. I'm gonna just send you the.
Pokemon has taught me
Good,
anything
good.
is the water beats fire.
Oh, apparently I missed that he's wearing a crown. Doesn't really matter. He's just trying to look rad.
The crown is really important. Because that changes Naya's entire perspective of him.
Now he's a pretty princess.
Exactly. Listen,
Oh,
princess.
it's gone from like, you know, a sweet like Game of Thrones like antler crown to like Princess Peach little tiny mini crown because he called him a princess.
Oh, it's like he puts on like the Bowsette crown. He just printed a sexy lady version of himself.
Sorry.
Some people have all the luck.
Okay, you described all the attractive bits, and like his dark eyes and stuff, but there is like some serious grimace going on in that face.
Yeah.
Oh, that's.
He
That's-
don't look good.
I mean, that's one of the only pictures, and that's a super evil picture of him. There is another one, I'm
Yes.
pretty sure, of him like being all like, "Hey, baby," you know.
That is. I don't know much about.
I might
That
be
is not
projecting.
attractive. That is an unpleasant face.
Yeah,
Sure,
he
but
does.
that doesn't mean he doesn't think he's sexy.
Okay,
Very true.
now in my head, he is being played by Tim Curry from Legend.
Oh yeah. It's a very Tim Curry face.
He is playing part of Tim Curry.
And that kind of laugh.
He's like Tim Curry with every ab in existence. There is a picture of him, and he's got like a 14-pack.
Yeah, so Tim Curry from Legend. And I'm really sad that nobody popped at my Tim Curry laugh.
Yeah, that was pretty decent.
Thanks.
All right, but
For the record, I rolled I think I was going to mention this, but it wasn't a good time. But there it is. I rolled my short rest die and got back enough of my health so that I'm not almost dead.
That was why we did this.
Short rest. I got a d6, so I'm gonna roll some d6s.
I got back all the damage that I took.
I'm only missing 1 HP now, so we're all good.
I'm healed
6.
up.
So let's do it again.
8.
yeah, do it again.
I think that'll be enough. Yeah. I'm good.
Alright, so
Arcane Recovery, I regained my spell slot back from a Mage Armor, and I still have Mage Armor up.
we're heading west, right?
We
We
went
were.
west as far as we could. Now
Okay.
we could go either north or
No.
south.
No, we
Or
You've
went
gone east as far
We
as you can.
east as far as we
He
can.
wants-
Well,
West
if
is
we
where his
go-
base is.
He
though.
wants you to come
Yes.
east.
So, if we go in a circular fashion along the edge of the jungle rather than trekking through the jungle, perhaps. See what we come across.
Are we
What
starting
time
to
of day
lose the
is it
light?
right now?
Yeah.
Well, after a few
It was
hours, it's
afternoon,
getting yeah.
Yeah, we travel 2 hours, so it's like about to be evening.
So maybe.
So I think the coast is a better idea than the jungle.
So we'll
You can see.
hike as far as we can and find a place to hold up for the night. Unless you guys want to, you know.
I'd rather be by the coast than in a jungle.
With a creepy guy in it.
Precisely.
Not that creepy.
Oh my
He
god.
was very creepy. I don't know how many creepy dudes you met. I've met a lot of creepy dudes.
It was so creepy.
I guess if you guys say so.
Did you see the way he was looking at you?
I could like smell the Doritos.
No, no.
One of those.
You've got the wrong. I'm just one of the rooms in the dungeon, or one of the dungeons is his gym, because he has a gym. Like
Yeah, you don't. It's a 14 pack of abs, not a 14 pack of Mountain Dew.
yeah, he is. He is a bro.
Would you
Not.
say he has a fire type gym?
A fighter type.
That was my whole reaction to that, Liam.
Thank you.
Crunch, crunch, crunch. As I step across the sand incredibly noisily.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Yeah. So
beneath my heel.
which way are you going? North or south? Or
Well,
west?
There's basalt structures that way. We might find some kind of cave or structure to take shelter in if it rains. But that is
So-
just
North.
And which way is that? That's north then?
Was it north to the basalt?
Yeah,
structures?
north of the vessel. Yeah.
Okay.
The north to the basalt structures.
Crunch, crunch, crunch.
Yeah.
Crunch, crunch, crunch.
So, yeah, as you kind of begin approaching, you see there's like these like several kind of hexagonal like stumps rising out of the sand, and you can see like loads of like chunks of like broken basalt in piles on the ground, and these like grey twisted tubular plants growing up from the ground around the area. Can I just take a perception check from everyone as you approach?
I'm using a different dice this time. Die. I corrected myself so
know.
you didn't have to.
You got it just as I said it. Well done.
14.
6.
5.
Was that an 18 from Naya?
Yes.
Okay, so you kind of step around. You see a bunch of these like yellow ferns, and you step over them and you hear this like clunk, and you know, something about that strikes you as odd. And you look down and you kind of push them aside and you see there's like a wooden trapdoor, like just kind of nestled in among the basalt.
Well, this is interesting.
What did you find?
Looks like a door of some sort.
Ooh, is it like a smuggler's tunnel?
Probably.
She gasps excitedly.
Any
Also
of you,
looks at you and just imagines the kind of romance novels you've been reading. with Smuggler's tunnels and things.
Smuggler's Tunnel sounds like a romance novel.
Probably is.
Not that no, a romance novel would not have tunnel anywhere in the title. That would be in the prose, but not in the title.
Alright. The
Uh,
aficionado.
Hey man, my mom reads a lot. I have known to crack a few spines in my day.
Has she
And
ever
read
read any
some
Chris
books.
Kringle?
Shiver read what?
Chris Tingle.
No.
Okay. Have a Google. He makes some great work.
Is that the one that has like the Velociraptor is my lover?
Something like that, yeah.
I've seen those, but I haven't read any of those.
Oh, it's
Anyway.
Chuck Tingle, not Chris Tingle. I do apologize.
Yeah, Chris Tingle is like
The Christmas.
the name of the elf from Breath of the Wind.
Yeah,
or
Chris
Wind
Tingle is
Waker.
the Christmas service where you do the oranges and the candles and
Chris
the
Tingle is orange, red tape, candle, and a
Yeah.
bunch of other shit.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Definitely not the dude who writes the weird. The second one is as if to repeat. Not pounded by anything while I practice responsible social distancing. On the
Okay.
cover is a very handsome gentleman and another man in a suit with a Tyrannosaurus head.
See, those aren't like romance novels. Those are smut novels. There's a difference.
Oh, in which case I meant a smut novel called Smuggler's Tunnel.
There you go. Those are the ones that can be like as raunchy as they like.
I'm imagining at this point, Orson and Noah have already gone into the tunnel where they just talk novels
Hmm.
backwards and
Yeah.
forwards.
I don't think that was in character at all.
Yeah,
Definitely
but I
not.
thought
It
it was great,
was.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like all over the walls and ceilings of this like small kind of room. You see these like lovely cave lilies, all white and like faintly glowing. You see that the room itself is only about like 10 feet by 10 feet. It's more of a cupboard, like a little dugout. And there's small crates and barrels of foodstuffs, as well as like fresh water. And this like large kind of teal colored crate sitting among some of the smaller, like more normal looking wooden ones.
Well, that just screams open me.
I'm gonna check the crate for traps.
Okay, make me
So
an
just like a
investigation
dead
check.
end, there's no other way.
Yeah, it's just like a little kind of smuggler's dugout hole.
Okay.
I don't usually check for traps, so am I rolling investigation?
Yeah.
That is a 14.
Doesn't appear to be trapped.
I'm gonna pull out my crowbar and pop it open.
Okay. Inside, you find what appears to be a great deal of salt pork.
Is there
Is that
anything
something
else?
travel well? Yeah.
Anyone else can make me some investigation checks to have a look around the room.
Sure.
Okay.
Orson just like bet that wasn't what you were expecting in there.
I am not complaining.
That is a 15.
Okay.
Investigation?
Yeah.
Yes.
11.
2.
The 15, Anila, you kind of see that the stone that the teal chest is lying on seems to be like kind of loose, and like you can see like there's a bit of a crack as though it can be lifted if the teal chest with the teal crate was gone.
Oh, look! And Neela will point that out. There's something underneath the chest.
Do you wanna help me move this thing, big guy?
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
And he'll shove it. What, ate his way through it all? Apparently.
It's the sound of him just dragging it across the stone. Sorry. Because you said he was noisy.
He is noisy in everything he does, apparently. He noisily eats some salt pork or noisily pushing the chest noisily off the button or whatever.
I also consume some salted pork because, oh boy,
Mm-mm-mm.
give me some of that.
Yeah. Underneath, you see a small, classic-looking wooden chest in a little sort of cubby hole, shoved in this alcove under the stone.
It's a chest under a chest. That's clever.
A chest under a stone, under a crate, under a trapdoor, under a basalt formation, actually.
you think there's
Yeah.
an even smaller collection of salted pork under this
Dunno.
chest, under a
Dunno how to
trapdoor,
find
under a
out.
basalt formation?
If we're lucky.
Only one way to find out.
Crowbar, pop it open.
Mm-hmm. Inside, you see a rather bountiful set of riches. 250 gold coins, 2 strings of black pearls, a giant flawless blue topaz, 3 tarnished silver bracelets studded with moonstones, and the heads of 2 small porcelain dolls.
Oh.
Oh, Jesus.
One more time?
350 gold,
Oh,
Two.
300.
two,
I also
s-
like this too.
2 strings of black pearls, a giant flawless blue topaz, 3 tarnished silver bracelets studded with moonstones, and the heads of 2 small porcelain dolls.
Okay.
And you find one more thing. What appears to be some kind of leather-bound book.
Ooh. Neela is very interested in the book.
Okay, so you open the first page and you see what appears to be a map, and several kind of lines and drawings on the map, and then reading it, it appears to be the account of belonging to someone named B. French, who seems to have been to this island at some point before. What you've found is the field guide to Hot Springs Island.
Oh, I think I know where we are now. Hot Springs Island.
I mean, it makes sense.
In the Swordfish Islands.
Have I ever heard of the Swordfish Islands?
You
Same
may
question.
roll a history check.
You don't have to talk slowly all the time. It was just while I was writing down the loot.
Porcelain dolls.
19.
13.
Non-natural 20.
Oh, I got 19.
90.
Boys.
Naya, Amethyst, and Neela have all heard of the Swordfish Islands, but you guys, as far as you were concerned, they were they're not real. They were just old kind of sailors' stories.
Yeah.
Kind of a Bermuda Triangle.
My mother used to tell me stories about the Swordfish Isles, but they don't exist.
Yeah, this has got to be someone's joke.
No, I don't think so. Why would you take
Or
the
maybe
effort to, you know, hide
this
a
is-
joke?
Or this is uncharted territory, and they just took the name from the stories. Doesn't necessarily have to be the same place.
Seems like there's another island further south of here. According to this. It looks like they came here trying to find treasure. They're hired by the Martell Company. Looking for treasure.
Does the Martell Company ring a bell?
Make a history check again.
I wish I told you my cool backstory because I could get a bonus, but I can't do that now because that's rude.
13.
Oh, I rolled a natural 1. Damn it.
I got a 7.
I'm gonna override your natural one, there, Liam, because there's no way you wouldn't have heard of them.
Okay.
Imagine the East India Company, but like way more corrupt and way more rich. Just
Okay.
full of bastards.
Are they still in operation?
Yeah, oh yeah, they are like probably your main competition.
Yeah, my father used to do a lot of work for the Martel company.
What role was that? Sorry, history again.
Yeah,
I got 14, and also I'm a guild artisan. So presumably, if it's something to do with commerce and
yeah, you'll
shipping,
have
I
heard of them
probably
for
would
sure.
have known.
Yeah.
Okay.
They undercut everyone on prices. They are pretty ruthless. They kind of operate like gangs, like tricking their members and employees into signing really shitty contracts. You know, they're just bastards of the highest order.
Taking down a ship or two of them in my time.
Have you now?
Don't hear much about them in Mithri. It's a bit of landlocked city. That's me making up where in
Yeah.
all.
Inspiration for making stuff up. You can have an inspiration for making something up.
Thank you.
I mean, I have a few things here.
I was gonna say
I- I-
backstory thing I should keep bringing in, but I'm like, oh no, I can't do that because it'll seem like I'm just like, I'm just saying this now.
I think I already have an inspiration for my name, possibly. I can't remember
Yeah.
why else I got
Yeah.
an inspiration. But,
You did, yeah.
yeah, we're pretty landlocked too. But a lot of people know who these folks are.
I've lived my whole
They do
life
a
on
lot
the
of
sea. I
trading.
can't imagine-
Sorry, what was that?
I've just lived my whole life on the sea. I can't imagine not being anywhere near it.
Talking about cities, though, and he'll point to the map /HS-04. I think there's a village there. Glavra, the guide says.
Anila is just like flipping through the books, through the book, the journal bit of it, like squinting at some of like the sketches and drawings in it.
Excuse me.
As she's trying to read in a darkened tunnel.
Says here it's printed in Canada. Where's Canada?
It's a kingdom
it's
to the
Canada.
north.
Canada, right, okay. Take your word for it.
Look at these pretty pictures though, and she like flips to the section with all the plants. Oh, ooh, a dire boar. That looks gruesome.
So on this map, where would we be about HS01? Or near HS05 at this point?
You're not sure.
Okay.
Based on
It's the thing that looks the most beachy.
based on the coast, you'd reckon, because you're on the western coast, and the only really western beach is HS13.
Oh yeah. Yeah, shit. So it looks like the village is up in the north.
That's where we're going anyway.
HS13's on the eastern side.
That's what I meant.
Okay.
That's where we went. We went east.
Yeah, I've been
That's right,
consistent about
okay.
that. I just keep accidentally saying the opposite one.
Okay.
Doesn't seem like they mentioned the statue anywhere.
No, I don't see it.
Guess they
Maybe
never
they
found
didn't
it.
Maybe.
But we're not too far from the village.
Oh, look. There's like a chart in the back of what the useful bits of all of like the local creatures are.
This person must have been here quite some time to put all this together.
Looks like there's several native villages here.
And look, and she has like shows like there's Night Axe, Nereids, Fuegonauts, Kiru, Goa, and Arva, and he's marked what each settlement likes most from these things.
They seem to have thanked something called Kickstarter backers. A lot of list of names here.
All right, comedy. Alright,
But yeah,
fucking bother next time.
she'll show that to Orson since he was all like, oh, the motel's commerce, blah 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 blah.
That's exactly what it sounded like.
That's not how he sounded, but like, you know, he made reference to trade, so she thought he might be interested in the trade chart.
Sure, in the back of the book with the creatures and the useful parts and stuff.
Yeah, it's, you know, page how it
Yeah.
started scrolling away.
I'm looking at it.
Okay.
So yeah, we got boars and giant boars and something called an astral spinner and giant centipedes and Ducardre, apparently. Get a lot out of that. Coppermane prowlers and flay fiends and a muttering serpent. Singing golems and poison dart frogs and Tabibi Bari, or whatever that is.
Sure.
Vederac feeders.
Everything sounds
And-
dangerous.
And a boneback white owl, and crystalback white owls, and zip birds.
Well, as this
Sounds like there's quite a lot out here that could potentially kill us.
as this sounds like the end of an episode that's the pilot episode of a TV show desperately trying to get people to watch the second episode because it sounds really cool. We will end the session there.